Hi, boys and girls. I hope you had a good weekend. It's Miss Satterine here, and we're still working on the pieces that we started last Thursday. Remember, the piece you picked last Thursday is the one you're going to be working on for the rest of the year. So you're going to go back to that today. We're not starting a new one, okay? And if you did not finish writing that, what I want to say is first, go back and finish writing that piece. You really want to get a good first draft. Remember, in the writing process, after we planned, we began drafting, which is just writing. So make sure today you finish your introduction, your body, with everything inside, and then your conclusion. And then you can get to look at this lesson so that we can start revising. So let's take a look at our process, what I just explained there. We started with, if you're not done drafting, you want to make sure you finish writing all the way until you get to a conclusion. Today, we're going to focus on revising. Revising is the point. It's one of the most important points in the writing process because it's about when we make our piece better, stronger, longer, more detailed, and we're going to take some time revising because we really want our piece to be the best. We want it to be long. We want it to be second grade worthy because we're almost going to third grade, so we want it to look as third grade as we can get it. Okay, so our goal today, we are in the revision. I can revise. Remember, if you didn't finish writing, go back and write it all. But I can use charts as a checklist to remind me of items that I need to include in my writing, okay? Just like we're in school, we use checklists a lot to make sure we've included everything in our writing. Since we are all working on different pieces, our checklists look a little bit different. They look like charts now, and depending on your genre, you have a different chart. So here's my chart for narrative writing. Here's my chart if you've selected to write an information piece. And here's my chart if you've selected to write an opinion piece, okay? So find the chart that you are working with, and you're gonna take a look and use these Post-its as your checklist today. And the part of our writing that we really want to revise today, using those checklists, is the middle of your story, right? I'm talking about, we're going to work on introductions and conclusions towards the end of the week. So we're really working on getting our pieces longer, stronger, more convincing. So if you're writing a narrative, you want to focus on that beginning, middle, and the whole chunk of your story, right? If you're working on an information piece, we want to kind of revise our chapters today and make them better. And if you're working on an opinion piece, you want to focus on those reasons, those examples, what we're saying in our piece. So we're really trying to make it longer today by using these as a checklist. Okay, so remember, I'm going to show you today how I used one of these charts as a checklist, depending on what my piece I'm working on is. And then you guys are going to get to try this. So I am working still on my opinion piece, okay? Since I'm working on an opinion piece, I'm going to use the opinion chart, which is here on the right. Now, watch what I do to use this as a checklist, okay? Because you're going to do this too. Make sure you have a Post-it ready because you're going to need it to jot down things you are missing from this checklist, okay? So I'm looking at my chart. I'm going back to my piece. So I'm going to read you my piece, what I have so far, because I have added to it. So let's take a look. Okay, so this is what I have so far. The Avengers are a group of amazing superheroes that save the world and rescue people from danger. They all have unique superpowers that make them all very special. All of the Avengers are great in their own way, but Captain America is my favorite Avenger. First, Captain America is my favorite Avenger because he is the leader of the Avengers. For example, he tells other Avengers like Thor and Hulk what to do because he's a soldier. I just rereading is important, right, guys? Because he's a soldier. Also, in Avengers Endgame, he tells the Avengers assemble, and they all fight to defeat the villain Thanos. Captain is an excellent leader. Next, Captain is my favorite because he has the best superpowers. Last, Captain America is very brave. He stands up to Thanos Also, he tries his best to save everyone, even when he is in danger. For example, he rescues Bucky in The Winter Soldier. Are you convinced that Captain is the best Avenger? Not only is he a leader, but he has awesome superpowers. He's brave too. How can you not think that he is a pretty cool guy? Okay, so that is my piece. And now I'm going to show you how I use this chart to as a checklist for myself. I want to make sure that I have everything on this list. And I'm focusing on opinion chart because this is an opinion piece. Okay, so looking at my first post to introduce the topic. Did I do that? I did, because I stated my opinion. I said Captain is my favorite Avenger. So that one I've actually done. So I can put a little check there. Okay. Hey, did I write my opinion? Yes, I wrote my opinion. I said Captain America is my favorite Avenger. Did I give reasons? I would go back. Let me see if I gave a reason. Well, my reasons why I like him are he is a leader, he has the best superpowers, and he is brave. So yes, I also gave reasons. Did I give evidence? Well, let me see. I know my first reason is that he is the leader of the Avengers. I said, for example, he tells other Avengers like Thor and Hulk what to do. He said also, he says Avengers assemble. And then when I have my next reason, do I give examples? Let's see. Captain's my favorite because he has the best superpowers. Let's take a look at that one. So I'm looking at this reason here and I realized, I don't have any reason or any evidence there that Captain has great superpowers. I didn't say anything about his superpowers actually. So I'm going to use my Post-it here and jot down what it is that I'm missing from my chart, because I realize I have a reason, right? But I do not have evidence that I have this evidence that he has the best superpower. So I need to give evidence still. So I'm going to put that on a Post-it because I'm missing it. Okay, things I'm missing. Go on here. Did I talk to my audience? Now, thinking to my audience, I'm thinking, well, my audience might be people who haven't watched the Avenger movies. So I need to go back and ask myself, does everything I've written here, is it going to make sense to people who don't know about the Avengers? Let me see. Well, first I remember explaining the Avengers, so that's good. I said they're an amazing group of superheroes. That's good, because if you don't know, now you know. I also mentioned some characters here. Maybe, for example, he tells other Avengers like Thor and Hulk what to do. Maybe I need to tell them who Thor and Hulk are. I also said something about Bucky here. For example, he rescues Bucky in The Winter Soldier. I might also need to tell them who Bucky is and what the Winter Soldier is, because they might not know it's a movie. So thinking to my audience, who might be people that don't watch superhero movies, I do need to add more to that. So I need to talk to my audience. I'm going to write that down, that I'm missing that I need to do it more. So I need to talk to my audience. Okay, let's go back and see what else I'm missing from this chart. Add sections or pages. Right now I have about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pages. I could probably add a little bit more, so I'll leave that one. And I think as I add pages, or as I add more details, pages will be added. Use juicy story words, okay? When we were talking about books, those were different, but juicy story words, I might want to include things like superhero, superpower. I do include some of those, but there's always more for me to do. So I'll keep adding those. Maybe instead of movie, I could say film. That's juicier. Juicy story words. I can even say he is a character. That's a juicy story word in the Marvel movies. Back it up. Use the book or movie to prove it. That is what I need to do a little more of when I give evidence. So I'll leave that one. I haven't done that yet. I'll put that with give evidence. I'll put back it up too. And give evidence means things that happen in the movie that I see Captain America do that prove that he is brave, that he has good superpowers. And use quotation marks around exact words. Ooh, that's a good one I can add too. Use quotes from the movie. maybe Captain America says something. Oh, I believe I actually did do that once, but I can add it more a few times. So he says, Avengers assemble, right? I use quotation marks. Maybe I do that a little bit more too. So I have a few things that I could definitely add a little bit more. And now I do have them on my Post-it. So right now I'm missing about 6 things. I put 6 things, even though I have a few juicy story words and I have a few quotation marks. I want to add more, right? Because I want to make it the best it can possibly be. So that means I put it on the Post-it. I know there are some things that I need to work on more than others, but I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 things. Okay, these kind of go together. And I'm going to today, and this is what you're going to do after you create your Post-it with things you are missing from your checklist or your anchor chart here. You're going to pick 2 things that you want to go back and revise in your piece. And pick the 2 things that are the most important to you right now that will make your writing stronger. Which I right now think I need to give more evidence and I need to talk to my audience. Those are the biggest things I think that my piece is missing right now. I can work on the rest later too, or tomorrow, but these are really important because for me, I need to give evidence so people are convinced that Captain's a great superhero. I also need to talk to my audience to make sure they know what's going on, right, in this Avengers story. So I'm going to go back now throughout my piece and do these 2 things. Now, I'm not just going to do it in one spot, right? I'm not just going to give one example and say, oh, I'm done. I've revised everything, because that's not the best your story can be, right? You have to give evidence throughout your entire piece. You have to talk to the audience more than one time, not just once, right? So I'm going to go back and then I'll ask you to see what you notice I've added. Remember, today, since we're revising, we'll use a pen to show revision so that your teacher can see what you've added in today. Okay, guys, reminding you, I'm going to add, I have to revise and go back to prove that I have evidence, and I have to talk to my audience today. That's my goal. So let's take a look at the revisions I made. See if you notice where I talked to my audience by giving them more information and where I added evidence to support my reasons. Here's my new revised piece for today. The Avengers are a group of amazing superheroes that save the world and rescue people from danger. They all have unique superpowers that make them all very special. All of the Avengers are great in their own way, but Captain America is my favorite Avenger. First, Captain America is my favorite Avenger because he is the leader of the Avengers. For example, he tells other Avengers like Thor, God of Thunder, and Hulk, who is a big green monster, what to do because he's an expert soldier. Also, in Avengers Endgame, he tells the Avengers assemble, and they all fight to defeat the villain Thanos. Captain is an excellent leader. Next, Captain America is my favorite because he has the best superpowers. Captain has super strength. He can lift heavy things like Thor's hammer. He also runs very fast and is an excellent fighter because he is a soldier. He uses his shield made of vibranium, a super strong material, to protect himself and fight. Last, Captain is very brave. He stands up to Thanos, who makes half the population disappear. Also, he tries his best to save everyone, even when he is in danger. For example, he rescues Bucky in The Winter Soldier. Bucky was Captain's best friend in the army who was brainwashed into being evil. Are you convinced that Captain is the best Avenger? Not only is he a leader, but he has awesome superpowers. He's brave too. How can you not think that he is a pretty cool guy? So, pause this video. Where do you notice I talked to my audience and gave more evidence? Take a look. If you said that I added talking to my audience when I explained things like who Thor was, who Hulk was, who Bucky was, what Thanos did, then you're correct. If you said that I gave more evidence when I told you that Captain's powers are cool and what they are and why they're cool, I added my Post-it here with all that information that proves to you that he does have cool powers because I wrote what they are and why they make him special, right? So feel free, use that pen today. Pick 2 things from your anchor chart list, write them on a Post-it, all the things you're missing, pick 2, and work on those today. make those revisions all throughout. Let's recap one more time to review our goal, and I'll quickly recap those steps in case you missed them. Okay, we're still revising. I can use charts as a checklist to remind me of items I need to include in my writing. And here are our checklists. So the first step you want to take is you want to go back to that piece you were writing the other day. Find your genre chart, okay, narrative, information, or opinion. Look back in your piece and find what you are missing. Write all those things down on a Post-it. And today you're picking 2 that you want to go back and fix in your writing throughout the whole piece, not just in 1 or 2 spots. Okay, guys, so today's an important day because your writing's going to become longer. You're going to make it stronger, and then it's going to be so much better. So good luck today, folks. Make that. Remember, be honest with yourself because today you can have the power to make your writing a lot better.